Uncorked. I'm your host, Courtney, and I'm here this week with authors Nikki and Meaghan of the award-winning book series, Other Life Lessons. So they are here today to tell us a little bit what the series is all about and how it came to be, and how you can use it to open the door to having difficult conversations with your children. Are you guys ready to get started?
Yeah.
Right.
Yay.
The fun part.
Yes.
Oh, it's tight.
I know.
Yay. You want to pass me my glasses? Cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
All right, so to get started, why don't you tell us a little about how you two met?
So Meaghan and I both work in the advertising industry, and we met about 10 years ago at a downtown agency, and it was chemistry, sort of right from the beginning. So we were partnered together. I'm an art director and she's a writer, and we are currently associate creative directors. So we were partnered together about 10 years ago, and we've been working together since.
All right. So you guys decided you were going to write this book series. So what kind of triggered it?
Well, I think what started it is that we were looking for books that talked about some of these topics, and when we went out, we found that they were very fluffy or too soft or didn't really get to the point and make it clear. So we wanted books that did exactly that. Were honest, were straightforward, that our kids can understand, that tackled it in a way that sort of resonated with how we parent our children.
Okay, so why do you think it's so important to be more straightforward and honest with your children about these kinds of topics?
We think it's really important to build resilience and empathy at an early age. You start these honest conversations with them on difficult topics, but you know that they're going to come to you to talk about them. You don't want to go anywhere else. You want to sort of address them with them, and it just makes the relationship stronger and the bond that much better.
Okay, so the topics that are in your first book series that was released last spring, so spring 2018, are Why Mommy Works, Life's Not Fair, which I love. This is like my dad's motto to me when I was growing up. Everything was just like, well, life's not fair.
Yeah.
And then Sometimes Someone Dies, which I also think is really great, because how do you explain to a 2-3-year-old the topic of death? I haven't had to broach that subject yet, because fortunately we haven't lost anybody, but for those who have, I can't imagine how difficult it is to try and explain that to a young child. So I think that's a super great resource. So why don't we talk a little bit about each individual book, and why you kind of chose to move forward with that. So I guess we'll start with Why Mommy Works.
Well, Why Mommy Works, so like Nikki said, we work in advertising. We're gone, I have a very long commute, so we're gone a lot, and a lot of things that were coming up were questions like, why do you have to go? Why are you leaving? Why aren't you picking me up from school? Things like that. So we wanted a book that didn't look down on that, but felt empowering and felt like, you know, there's a lot of reasons why I work. It might not just be money. I might really like my job. And there's also a shout out to stay-at-home moms in there as well, where it says that even if you're not going into the office, even if mom's working at home doing household things, she's still working really hard. Just acknowledging that and really kind of going against that mom guilt that a lot of moms feel when they go back to work.
Why can't you play? Because I need to do the dishes. It's like every single dish we own is in the sink.
Exactly.
Like I need to get them away. You want lunch?
Yeah.
You need it off the ground?
For sure. And mom guilt doesn't go away. Everybody has it. We all have it.
Yeah,
So
it doesn't
we
matter.
wrote it to have that voice behind it, for sure.
And we've had a lot of moms too pick that up at events we go to, and they're going back to work where they just had their baby, and that for them, just seeing their reaction, how they're very emotional about a book like that, it makes it work completely. We're so happy that we came out with that book because it helps them and it's a resource, makes them feel a little bit better when that time comes. So
okay, so they have really cute pictures too. So cute. Do you do?
Yes, I did the
illustrations.
illustrations. Yes, thank you.
So cute. Look at them. Okay, so the second one, Life's Not Fair.
So that one is, well, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, but it's very much about entitlement and teaching kids that you have to work really hard. You can't always win. You're going to win sometimes, you're going to lose, but if you work really hard, then the odds are more so in your favor. So I think that's a really important lesson. And that one, we've actually had parents buy their kids, like their 20-year-old kids at university
for jokes,
for
yeah, for
stocking
sure,
stuffers,
yes.
to be like, they need this reminder.
Yeah.
So it's great.
Because the millennial generation has grown up with participation trophies and
for sure
pats on the back for for everything. And there's a lot of entitlement, and now we're raising our children, and what else do we know?
Exactly.
Sure. It's the expectation that they just assume that they should just get something for doing it, where sometimes you just don't get it. You just have to work hard.
Yeah, you don't
to
do it
get
good
that.
enough.
Exactly.
Sometimes
and it's
you're gonna
okay.
lose. Exactly.
And you'll be better the next time.
Exactly. And I think that's definitely something that we need to put back into parenting is, you know what? Sometimes last is last, and you're not getting an award for it.
No,
sorry,
exactly,
but
it's okay.
When you grow up and you do poorly at work, guess what? You're gonna get fired.
Yeah,
They're not gonna give you a pat on the back and say, just try a little harder next time.
For sure. And it's okay to fail.
Exactly.
Mainly, it's okay.
You learn something. Every time you fail, you learn something, and then
So sometimes someone dies. We touched a little bit about this one already.
So that one is less so about what happens when you die and more so about how people grieve differently. And why we really love that book as well is because it's not just for explaining if someone in your family passes, but a lot of kids will have someone in their class that goes through something like that, and just understanding that grief isn't necessarily just crying. It's people can act all different ways, and I think that's a really good message for kids to understand early on.
So the books are fairly short, which I like because they almost just open the door to the conversation that you're not entirely sure how to have.
For sure.
I would say that our goal is to start honest conversation. So right now they don't tell the whole story, and we do hope to someday expand and offer more in-depth lessons as well, but they're really just like exactly what you said, opening the door to starting those conversations.
Okay, so this is just series 1.
Yes.
So you have
series 2
coming out this spring, so spring 2019. What can we expect from it?
So we're working on them as we speak.
Okay.
And there'll be another 3 titles. We're going to be tackling postpartum and mental health for one of them. Another one will be about not quitting and, again, working hard. And the other one is going to be about the internet, about the balance between screen time and outside time and real time. So those are the 3. Yeah, we think they're really important because the screen time versus being outside, that's a huge deal right now, and you can't really escape it, but there's a way to manage it.
Exactly. And you know what? I'm one of those people that I believe a little bit of screen time is
okay.
good.
Yeah, for sure.
It's good because they're learning how to adapt and use the technology.
But it's part of their, we didn't have as much technology, but it's going to be part of their life.
Exactly.
Everything is moving that way, so it's going to be their tools to communicate. So it's not going to go away, but there's a way to balance the 2.
Yes, and it's constantly changing, and they need to learn how to adapt with the changes very quickly.
Yes,
so if they're learning it at a younger age, then they're going to be able to adapt easier as they get older.
For sure.
But at the same time, they still need those benefits.
Of
being outside or playing just with
social
digitized
skills.
toys.
Exactly. With other kids outside playing, sunshine, stuff like that.
Yeah, it's definitely not saying that screen time is bad. It's just the balance.
How you balance it.
I think maybe a lot of adults could also use that version.
I agree.
Yes, we totally agree.
Very true.
Okay, so then not quitting, I guess it's going to be kind of the next chapter of Life's Not Fair.
Yes, a little bit for sure.
It feels like a companion to it because it's going to be called Don't Be a Quitter. So it's basically don't give up. You don't know what could happen. When you quit could be the exact moment when it all turns around.
Yeah, like the minute before.
Yeah.
And then the postpartum and mental health.
Right.
For children, how is that?
Well, it's more for mothers.
Okay.
So more postpartum after having a baby and what happens and having a second child and stuff like that and addressing that.
Okay.
And it is for children in the sense that it's going to address that moms may be acting differently. I mean, it's not going to get into any technical terms or anything like that. We've actually been working with a psychologist on it.
Yes.
But it is going to at least make parents feel comfortable letting them know that mom is acting differently for a reason and she needs to heal in her body and her mind when she has a baby. It's not just about healing in your body, basically.
I like that. So you're working with a psychologist on that one.
Yes.
Have you worked with a psychologist on any of the other books?
No, not a psychologist. We've talked to teachers and other therapists.
Okay.
This is the first one that, because of the subject matter, we
Yes.
really wanted to make sure that we got it right.
Yes.
So she actually reached out to us when she found the books at a Toronto store, and then asked if we could maybe work together. So that's what's come out of that. So it's been awesome.
Yeah, so new relationships in the new year and stuff like that. It's a great collaboration with her. She's got really good.
I'm definitely
feedback,
looking
yeah.
forward to the second series because I've been reading these to my son
That's
over
good.
the past couple weeks, and he really, really, really likes them.
Awesome.
And again, it's opening some really good conversations. And I find ever since reading, Life's Not Fair with him, he's starting to get a little bit more patient. I don't know if it's correlated or if he's just kind of maturing a little bit, but he's starting to realize that it's not always going to go right the first time.
For sure.
Yeah, there's something, I find anyways that there's something different when you read it in a book versus when a parent says it to you.
Exactly.
Because if a parent says, well, life's not fair, but when a kid reads a book and the book says life's not fair, for some reason the book gets even more credibility in a way.
Because
they
coming
believe
from
it
somebody
more.
else. So like, oh, well, if it's in a book, then
It's a
Yeah.
physical
Yeah.
book. You could get it from a retail store, so
Exactly.
it makes it legit instead of mom saying it all the time. Someone else is saying it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you don't just have the books. You also, on your website, have really great PDFs and resources for parents specifically. So do you want to chat a little bit about that?
Sure, we've got the freebie section, and there's worksheets that sort of correspond with each subject. For sometimes someone dies, we've got a grief letter. Life's Not Fair. There's a couple of them, like the confidence booster, and then Why Mommy Works. There's a few little exercises with World's Best Mom, and they're free to download on our website at otherlifelessons.com. And they're just great little pieces, and we do some for the holiday season. We did some gift tags. There'll be upcoming ones for Valentine's Day also. So just little free things we can give to our customers, for sure.
We also do have a PDF on our site. It's called Going Back to Work Sucks, and it's the working mom's guide to getting back at it. And I think it's about 50 pages, and it walks through different things that we found really helped us when we went back after having a baby the first time.
Okay.
And it is a PDF, and that's just for parents. It's not something that you would read to your child, but
No,
it's just
but
another
it's
resource.
Definitely, I think it's definitely one of the hardest steps
Oh, for
as a
sure.
parent is when you have to leave your child and actually, go back to work.
Yeah.
I'm stay at home, so I'm very fortunate that way that I haven't had to do that, but I can't imagine
It's hard.
what that would be like.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, you go from seeing them every day, all day, and they see you every day, all day, and suddenly they don't see you for 8 hours. It's hard. It's hard on them, and it's hard on you. And you find that if they're crying when you drop them off, you're really upset. And if they're not crying, you're like, oh no, they don't love me anymore.
Yeah.
Like,
that was me when I dropped my son off in his
Yes.
first day of preschool.
Yeah.
He's like, "Okay, bye," and I'm like,
Emotional.
Why are you upset?
"What?
Yeah.
Hello? Don't
Yeah.
you love me? You don't care that I'm going to leave you here?"
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
And that's where Why Mommy Works came from, is just feeling that guilt and going back to work. That's when you feel it, especially the first months.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great. We're really excited. We've got a lot more coming in the next year, a lot more other resources, not just books. So it's a really exciting time for us, and we're really excited to share that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we get any hints as to what these cool things are?
They're still in the planning phases.
So
Okay.
more resources.
More
Yes.
I will say that we're going to tease different things as they become real on Instagram. So at Other Life Lessons Inc. And we'll be sharing some spoilers there.
Okay, well, as always, I will include the links to their website and social media in the description below. So if you want to head on over there to give them a follow
Thank
to find
you.
out what they're going to be up to this year, I would definitely suggest going over ahead and doing that. And I would also definitely suggest following along with me as well. My links are down in the description below as well, because we are definitely collaborating on a giveaway very soon. Usually the day after the video airs, aka tomorrow.
Yes.
So hurry your way on over there and follow both of us, and you'll be able to find out what that is tomorrow.
Awesome.
All right. Well, cheers.
Cheers. Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much for
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
So we have a little gift for you.
Oh, no way.
Just as a thank you for having us, because we had
thank
such a
you
good
guys so much.
time. Here
This
you
is
go.
so fun. All right. Oh, I love your little sticker. You right? Your branding is so beautiful. Everything is so coherent.
Those are the years of advertising.
My children
Years of
are gonna love
advertising.
playing with it. don't know if you can see it. It says, at least pretend you're listening.
So a little bit of an inside joke for yourself, and then if you turn it around, it's for everybody else.
There. And you know what? I actually have like a thing
Really?
for mugs.
I
love having cute and fun mugs.
Oh, I hope
to
you
drink
like
my coffee
teals.
out of.
Yes.
And I like to call this color. This is what I call Tiffany box blue.
It is Tiffany box blue.
And it is one of my favorite colors.
Oh, perfect.
And then you have a little dusty purple on the inside, which is also purple. It's my other favorite color.
Perfect.
So, this is the perfect
Customized
cute little
piece for
gift.
you.
And every time I use it, I'm going to think of you guys, which is why I love
Perfect.
mugs so much when people give them to me.
Well, thank you for having us.
Thank you so much.
No
This
problem
was so
at all.
fun. Maybe we can do a little inaugural.
Oh, yes,
Yes.
you should.
Inaugural
And then do another
drink.
cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you.